Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here. You can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. And in this video, I'm going to say why it is a good or not good idea to track your car with AirTag. Apple's AirTag has been out for just a little while now, and there's a lot of questions on what you can and can't do with this tiny little Bluetooth low energy tracker. And specifically, we've already talked about how you could use AirTag to track your pet, track your kid. In this video, we're going to talk about your car. By the way, I do need to take just a moment and thank our sponsor for this video, ESR. ESR created pretty much the first MagSafe compatible wireless charger for your car. The ESR Halo Lock car magnetic charging mount, whatever one you want to call it, but attaches onto your vents, has a sturdy support arm that goes underneath, and can wirelessly charge your iPhone by connecting via MagSafe while you drive. It is perfect, especially if you have wireless CarPlay, anything like that, because you just tap your phone there, it charges while you go. It's great. I use it all the time since I picked it up with my iPhone 12, and I love it. It is amazing. And ESR also has a new line of AirTag accessories. So if you don't want to chum up a bunch of money for Apple's own AirTag accessories, ESR has a full line of different cases and stuff that you can pick up for your own AirTag. And because ESR loves our audience so much, they've given you guys a few exclusive discount codes. So if you want to get 20% off the ESR magnetic Halo Lock car charger that works with MagSafe, you can get 20% off of that using the code down below in the description. Or if you want to get the AirTag cases or anything like that, you can get 15% off of those guys. Again, the code is down in the description. I've also pinned it in the comments for you. So if you were looking at either of those, go ahead. Those codes work through June 30th, so make sure you act now if you want to grab any of them. Again, thanks to ESR for sponsoring this video. Now, to go back to figuring out if we should use AirTags for our car. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details of whether it makes sense to use an AirTag to track your car, let's talk about first how these things work. It's important to keep that in mind, and you'll understand why it may be or not be a good idea. So AirTag is a Bluetooth low energy tracker, which means you physically need to be within Bluetooth range to be able to find your car. If you are not within Bluetooth range, you're not going to know where this is. That differs from something like a GPS tracker that actually has a GPS signal at all times and will let you know where your device would be. There's like the T-Mobile Sync Up that was just announced that has GPS tracking in it. There are pet collars that has that stuff in there. And of course, there are ones made specifically for cars like LoJack that will always give you that signal at all times. And even on newer cars like my Jeep here, it has built-in Uconnect, I believe, and I can always see where my car is on the map. So there are dedicated ones already out there, but usually the ones that have GPS require a monthly subscription, and I know a lot of you guys don't want to do that, which makes AirTag an enticing option for you. But if you're not within that Bluetooth range, you're not going to get anything back from it yourself. So what you can do is put your AirTag into lost mode. Then the army of other iPhone, iPad, and Mac users out there will help you in finding your device. So anytime somebody else walks near your vehicle with an AirTag inside, in the background, unbeknownst to them, they are going to help you find your device by sending that location to you and pinpointing it on the map. So that is one way that other iPhone users can help you get this location even if you're not near your car. So going back to our question of should you or shouldn't you use an AirTag in your car? It's a bit of a mixed bag, and it really depends on where you are at. So as a test, I tossed this in my car, put it right in the top little console there, and I parked my car at a mall, and I wandered away. I went inside the mall, put my AirTag into lost mode, and I wanted to see how long it would take before somebody sent my location back to me on my AirTag. It took, in my example, about 10 minutes for me to find out where my car was. Now, that definitely seems like a long time. If you're actively walking around a parking lot trying to find your car, it might take a little while. 10 minutes is a long time to be just walking around trying to find your car. You probably would find it in that time. That said, it's still early. Not everyone has updated to the most recent versions of iOS that are required to send that AirTag notification. So in my example, people may just not have been updated. People may have gone near my car and it just never clicked because they didn't have an upgraded version of iOS on their devices. As time goes on and more people update their phones or get new phones that have the supported version of iOS, that time could drop down. It can also drop down depending on how populated the area is. So in my case, it was a mall in the middle of a weekday, Dublin, Ohio, not a lot going on. It was a fairly light day of traffic at the mall, so if you're someplace bigger or you're in a city, anything like that, it could be a lot faster in getting that location back to you. In terms of range and how far someone would have to be from your car, in my example, it seemed to be about 2 full aisles away. So there was like my car, a double-backed row of cars, another gap, and then me, and then at that point, it was a pretty good distance, I was able to get my own location of this, and then I was able to get closer and closer, use precision tracking to find my car exactly. I mean, once you're within Bluetooth range, hopefully you'll be able to find it around. So if you open this up, walk around the parking lot, and as soon as it connected, it would easily be within eyesight, and you should be able to rotate around and just find where your car is. So that's an example when it comes to parking. But the other option is when it comes to theft. If somebody steals your car and you have an AirTag inside, is this going to help you? There's a chance that it could and a chance that it couldn't. If the person who stole your car happens to have an iPhone, then this could help because they're automatically going to be sending that location back to you and you'll be able to find it. But if they have an Android device, not so much. Or if they found your AirTag, also not so much because they would just ditch your AirTag, take out the battery, done, you don't have to worry about it. AirTags have never been like an anti-theft device necessarily, more of just lost items and tracking that way. So if you're worried about theft of your car, there's a chance that this is going to be able to help you, but this is definitely not a foolproof way to make sure your car doesn't get stolen or you're able to reclaim it if it did get stolen. There's a chance it could help, but it's definitely not foolproof. So final verdict, should you use AirTag to track your car? Well, I would say that it doesn't hurt. If you want to spend the $30 and bury this under a seat or hide it in your front console, something like that, so you have a little bit of extra peace of mind, go for it. It's not going to hurt, and there's a chance that it could help you. On the other hand, it definitely should not be relied upon. This should not be your sole means of keeping track of your car. I mean, if you're trying to find the parking lot, this might help a little bit if you're in a heavily enough populated area, but otherwise it still may only just help a little bit in doing what you want it to do. Apple already has other solutions like in Maps. Whenever you get out of your car and disconnect from your car system or Bluetooth, anything like that, Maps should already locate where your car is and help you get back there when you parked, when you go back to it. So there's things like that that maybe work a little bit better and more reliably than AirTag for tracking your cars like parking, and definitely ones that are out there that are designed better for theft and reclamation that have GPS in them, even if they do have that monthly fee. So it's a little bit of a toss-up. It's definitely possible, not 100% recommended, but it is possible. Let me know what you guys think. Find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU, and let me know if you are going to track your car with Apple AirTag.